Hey, I like movies, and if you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you also like movies. Today I'm going to be talking about some undiscovered gems, or movies that are really underrated or not a lot of people have seen that I really liked, and I want to get the word out and tell people to watch them. Because one of my favorite part about movies is just recommending movies and getting recommended movies. I feel like these ones really deserve more attention or more praise than they do get. So sit back, relax, and watch me rant for a little bit. First off, we have Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That may sound dumb, and it is. I watched this movie on Tubi thinking it would be a really terrible movie because I like funny bad movies, but it turns out it was actually a comedy. I thought it was very funny. It was just really stupid and bonkers, and it had tomatoes that attacked people. It's kind of Airplane or Naked Gun-esque, but with less cleverness. Probably a bit dumber than that. I laugh really easily. I thought it was really funny. Apparently, a lot of people really don't like this movie, so take that with a grain of salt. I definitely don't have the definitive taste, but I don't know. Attack the Killer Tomatoes, hilarious movie. I laughed a lot. Maybe I wouldn't like it as much the second time, but I would recommend it. Another movie I would recommend is Piece by Piece. It's a really interesting one that came out last year that barely anybody watched. It's a documentary about Pharrell Williams, basically, but it's done in the Lego Movie Blender style of animation. The one big criticism I could say about it is, like, there's no audience for it. Not most people would vibe with this. Most adults don't think of animated movies as, like, worthwhile or not for kids, and most kids don't want to see a documentary about some musician, but this one really worked for me. I'm not like a huge Pharrell Williams fan or anything, but I love Legos, and I thought it was really cool. I think the style fit well with the themes of, like, creativity and stuff, and whenever Pharrell would start talking about his childhood and then use, like, metaphors, the animation, it would use visual imagery to show the metaphors that he's talking about. It's very colorful, it's very cool looking. If anything, it's a bit too nice to Pharrell Williams. I guess he is, like, the leading creative person on it, so of course he's not gonna, like, criticize himself, but I've seen it twice now. I think it holds up really well. It's very creative, very well done. I think this is, like, a really creative way to make a documentary to tell about musicians, and I think more stuff like this should happen, even if nobody saw it except for, like, me and two other people. Another one I would recommend is At Eternity's Gate. This one stars Willem Dafoe. It's by a director that I forgot his name, but he also directed The Diving Bell and The Butterfly, which I haven't seen yet. It's about Vincent van Gogh, who he's a very interesting historical figure to me because he died before he got famous. Like, everybody didn't like him because he had some mental problems. And I think this movie captures Vincent van Gogh's creativity very well. There's lots of scenes of him just painting outside, and you hear, like, the wind blowing through the trees, and just very peaceful close-ups of the painting. And it uses, like, a handheld camera technique, which I found to be really cool because it puts you there with him. It does a lot of perspective shots, so you are in the perspective of Vincent van Gogh a lot of times. That helps highlight his instability in the later half of the movie as he kind of goes more mentally unwell. And the handheld camera really helps capture that feeling. For some reason, I feel like this one just doesn't get talked about, even though I think it's, like, really good. It's not a traditional, like, biopic or anything. It's much more experimental and focuses on the character of Vincent van Gogh rather than what he did. Of course, I think Willem Dafoe, like, crushes it. He's honestly the perfect role. Yeah, he does a good job of acting scared, sad, you know, emotions. I would really recommend this one. It's on Tubi, so I would watch it on there if I were you.
Tell me, why do you say you're a painter?
Because I love painting. I have to paint. I've always been a painter, that I know.
Another one I would recommend is called Howard's End. I was going to the library and I just saw this random movie on Criterion, so I thought, well, it's on Criterion, so it must be probably good, having no idea what it was. And it was like a British drama romance about like class and marriage, and surprisingly I really vibed with it. It's got lots of twists and turns. Anthony Hopkins does a really good job, and it's got a lot to say about wealth, helping people, and about not helping people, if that makes any sense. It's filmed really well. I like the set design. It's got some twists and turns near the end that for some reason at like 12:30 at night I was like, what? Because I guess I was just in the right mood for British people yelling at each other. So if that sounds up your alley, then I would recommend it.
Just you and me.
Don't take up a sentimental attitude over the poor. See that she doesn't, Margaret. The poor are poor, one is sorry for them, but there it is.
And last but not least, 1 Hour Photo is a movie starring Robin Williams. I would recommend going into this movie blind because I did that. And I was kind of expecting a Robin Williams like family movie, I guess. I don't know. Because I didn't like look at what this movie was at all. And then it turned out to be like a really eerie character study of a lonely guy who is obsessed with like pictures, and he works at this store and processes photos, and he is obsessed with this one family in particular that he keeps like all their pictures. It's got a lot to say about like being lonely, and it deals with some like mental illness stuff, and it's just so like eerie. The fact that Robin Williams like acts like a normal guy that's just really awkward and doesn't talk to people very well, but shows signs of being a little bit psycho, really makes it even scarier when he really goes off the deep end near the end. Like, it's the kind of movie where you feel like you're in danger. It looks really like sleek and good use of color, which I think is pretty cool. It starts off really interesting and continues to get even crazier. Like, I didn't expect where it was going. Didn't know that this would turn into a straight up horror movie. So I would recommend 1 Hour Photo a lot. I really enjoyed it. And it's one of those movies that you think about for a while afterward. It's not perfect. It's got some strange dialogue at points, which I think is kind of the point. I was pulled out of the movie during a little cheesier scenes, but mostly it's just like a really solid character study, and it turns into a horror movie. So I would really recommend 1 Hour Photo.
I've been doing POS mini lab work for over 20 years now. I consider it an important job. When people's houses are on fire, what's the first thing they save after their pets and their loved ones are safe? The family photos.
So that's all I got. That's all the movies I have. That's all the movies I've seen. I've only seen 5 movies, and you should watch those movies. Let me know in the comment section if you have seen any of these, if you would recommend anything that you feel like is underrated or not seen by a lot of people, because I'm kind of drawn to that. I'm kind of drawn to movies that really uncommon or like strange, or not a lot of people have heard of them, stuff like that. They don't even have to be good. I like bad movies. I love bad movies, unless I don't. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, see you. Bye.